Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports Scott. There are rumors swirling that Mahomes' contract has been terminated. The atmosphere at the club is reportedly tense right now, and no one seems to know exactly what's going to happen next. But one thing feels increasingly likely: Mahomes could be on his way out. If this happens, it would be a monumental shift for the Chiefs and the entire NFL. Losing a generational talent like Mahomes would leave a massive hole in Kansas City's lineup and could change the team's trajectory for years to come. Chiefs Kingdom is holding its breath. Are we about to witness the end of an era? The NFL never stops, and the latest news is set to shake up the league. Carson Wentz might be packing his bags for a new challenge, and his destination could surprise a lot of people. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce made a decision that caught some Chiefs fans off guard and is already sparking controversy. Did he make the right choice? These moves could change the course of the next season, and you don't want to miss any details. So go ahead and leave, let's get into the video. Carson Wentz on the move. It looks like Carson Wentz might be leaving Kansas City for a new challenge. And according to rumors, it could be in the AFC East. The Chiefs' backup quarterback is back on the market. And according to Mike Jones of The Athletic, his destination could be the New York Jets. Wentz joined the Chiefs last season, but with Patrick Mahomes running the show, he spent most of the year on the sideline now with several teams looking for quarterback options. He might be eyeing a spot where he has a chance to play. The Jets, who already have Tyrod Taylor, still looking to add more depth to the roster, especially since the long-term future at the position remains uncertain. The Jets have Tyrod Taylor under contract, but they are expected to bring in another mid-tier veteran for competition as landing atop. Quarterback in the draft seems unlikely. Wentz spent last season behind Mahomes, and while he's not a franchise savior, he could compete for a temporary starting role. Jones explained if Wentz heads to New York, he could find himself with a new opportunity to lead an offense. The Jets have a young and talented roster. And if Aaron Rodgers isn't the long-term solution, Wentz could have a chance to prove himself. Dries Sharma of the Sporting News also sees the fit as intriguing. Although Wentz has started only 9 games in the last 3 years, he's far from his peak. He would still be a quality depth signing for the Jets and could even step into the starting role if needed, Sharma pointed out. No one is saying Wentz will revolutionize the Jets, but considering he has won a Super Bowl and has experience in the league, he could be a valuable piece. The big question is, does he still have enough left in the tank to compete for a starting job if he heads to New York? We'll find out in 2025. So football fans, what do you think about this possible new destination for Wentz? Does he still have a place in the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Travis Kelce's big decision. But hold on, Travis Kelce made a decision that could impact the Chiefs more than people realize. Kelce has decided to postpone retirement and give the Chiefs one more shot, and fans are excited about the news, but not everyone is convinced it was the right call. NFL insider Mike Florio issued a warning saying that trying to force a storybook ending could be a mistake. The veteran tight end, now 35, admitted he was torn about his future after tough loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. However, speaking on his New Heights podcast, Kelce assured fans that he still feels capable of playing at a high level, maybe even better than last year, and that he didn't want to end his career with the bitter taste of that defeat. But Florio isn't buying that narrative and compared Kelce's situation to Tom Brady's. Brady also tried to extend his career in search of a perfect ending after winning a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers in 2020. Returned for 2 more seasons, and which ended in a divisional round exit in 2021 and a frustrating 8-9 campaign in 2022 that concluded with a wild card loss in his final retirement. You can't script your exit. There's a chance that next year's exit could be worse, not better, Florio said. On Pro Football Talk, Kelce might end his career with something much worse than a Super Bowl. Loss of concern makes sense. NFL history is full of legends who tried to stretch their careers and ended up going out on a low note. Sure, Kelce is still one of the best tight ends in the league, but time waits for no one. If he believes 2024 will be a redemption season, he might end up disappointed at the end of the day. There are no guarantees of a perfect ending if Kelce's coming back because he truly loves the game and believes he can still contribute, great. But if he's trying to write a cinematic farewell to his career, he might want to rethink it. And because the NFL doesn't work that way, we've got some huge trade rumors to dive into today. Could the Kansas City Chiefs be making a blockbuster move for Seahawks star receiver DK Metcalf? That's right. There's buzz that Metcalf could be heading to Arrowhead, and we've got all the details. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an update on your Kansas City Chiefs. Why would DK Metcalf leave Seattle? Simply put, contract negotiations haven't gone as planned, and he's looking for a fresh start with a true Super Bowl contender, and what better place than Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes at the helm. The Chiefs are in the title hunt every single year. The Chiefs are in need of a dominant X receiver, someone who can stretch the field and make game-changing plays. And that's exactly what DK Metcalf does best. Standing at 6'4" and weighing 230 lbs, Meave is a physical freak with blazing speed and elite playmaking ability. Just imagine Metcalf lining up outside Travis Kell, dominating the middle Rashee Rice in the slot, and Xavier Worthy using his speed to create mismatches. That's an offense that would be nearly impossible to stop the Mahomes factor. Now, let's talk about the biggest upgrade Meave would experience playing with Patrick Mahomes. No disrespect to Geno Smith, but Mahomes is on a different level with Mahomes. Deep ball accuracy and ability to extend plays, Metcalf could fully unlock his potential in ways he never could in Seattle's more balanced offensive scheme. What would it take to land Metcalf in Kansas City? Reports suggest the Chiefs could acquire him for as a third-round pick, if that's the price. In absolute steal, while the Seahawks might initially ask for a first rounder, the fact that Meaf wants out could drive his value down financially. The move also makes sense. Met could sign a 3-year, $85 million extension, something the Chiefs can afford given their need for a true Roan Chiefs kingdom. I want to hear from you. Would you trade for DK Metcalf? Drop a T in the comments if you're all in on the movie. Drop AP if you think we should pass. What about Tyler Lockett? And don't go anywhere. Next up, we're breaking down another potential Chiefs target veteran wide receiver, Tyler Lockett. While DK Metcalf might be the flashy high upside move, there's another name on the market that could make sense for the Chiefs. Tyler Lockett, recently released by Seattle. Lockett is now a free agent and could be an intriguing option for Kansas City. Lockett may not be in his career anymore, but he brings something invaluable experience and reliability. He's a precise route runner with great hands, making him an ideal target for Mahomes in crucial third down situations and in the red zone. Plus, there's a cool connection here. Lockett's father, Kevin Lockett, played for the Chiefs in the late 90s, and Tyler himself played college football at Kansas State. A homecoming to QC could be the perfect ending to his career finance ally. Lockett would be a bargain. Lockett would be a much cheaper option than Michi reports suggest he could sign for around $8 million, making him a cost-effective veteran addition. While his numbers have dipped in recent years, he still averaged 12.2 yards per reception last season, proving he can still make an impact. Chiefs Kingdom, it's your turn again. Should the Chiefs sign Tyler Lockett? Type 4 yes. If you think he'd be a great fit, type in. If you believe KC should go for a younger option, the bottom line, whether it's just Metcalf or Tyler Lockett, one thing is clear. The Chiefs are going to make moves to stay competitive, and we'll be right here to cover it all. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss any updates Xavier Worthy just made. A huge mistake and things are about to get tricky. So Xavier Worthy obviously just made a huge mistake, and it's about to get tricky. Things are going to get complicated because we already know that Rashee Rice still hasn't served his suspension, and now we've got Xavier Worthy possibly facing a suspension too. This is awful. There's no confirmation that Worthy actually did anything wrong yet. But the fact that he was arrested is enough to make it a major situation, especially when it comes to him facing a suspension and all that. Comes with it now, it's time to start looking at some options and figuring out what needs to be done, the Hollywood Brown factor. We did just resign Hollywood Brown to a non $1 million 1-year deal. And I'm definitely glad to have him back. He said he has some unfinished business and that he's back for everything. Let's get it, Hollywood. I'm excited to see what Hollywood is going to do next season, but we also have to talk about Worthy in this situation because it's serious how this could affect Worthy's career. This is a really bad case, and it's something that could seriously derail Worthy's career, which was looking extremely promising. Honestly, we're still going to find a way to work through it. But let's be real, Worthy is probably going to get suspended. So now I'm thinking maybe this offseason we're going to have to find a replacement, not necessarily a long-term solution, but at least someone who can step in and produce at a high level. We're talking about someone like a DK Metcalf, Stephon Diggs, or Devontae Adams, a guy who's making immediate impact. And let's not forget about Rashee Rice. He's probably going to have to serve his suspension too. That means things could get really messy for the Chiefs receiving core this offseason, Xavier. Worthy's arrest, what we know. So let's break down what actually happened with Xavier Worthy. He was arrested Friday night in Williamson County, Texas. The charge is a criminal charge of assault against a family or household member by impeding their breathing or circulation, essentially a choking incident. That's serious. And here's where it gets even more complicated. Reports say that T.I. Jones, Xavier Worthy's ex-fiancée Stu, following him on social media back on March 7th. And he hasn't followed her either. So it looks like they're definitely not together anymore. We don't know exactly what happened, but it's not looking good for Worthy right now. The fallout look as a man, even if Worthy is innocent, or if the story has been exaggerated, the reality is that they're probably going to believe her over. And it's just how these situations usually play out. This is definitely not what the Chiefs needed right now, especially after a tough Super Bowl loss. We were already looking to bounce back next season. Now this happens, so what's next? The Chiefs are going to have to figure out how to move forward. It might mean going after a new wide receiver to fill the gap. And honestly, Rice's situation still isn't resolved. So we could be looking at a major overhaul in the Chiefs receiving on the legal side. To make matters worse, the charge against Worthy is a third-degree felony, which is punishable by up to 10 years in prison. Court records showed that Worthy had not yet posted bail by Saturday morning, and the research didn't have any further details of the incident. Where do Chiefs go from here, man? This is tough. Worthy really stepped up in the second half of last season. And now we don't even know if he's going to be available next year. We already saw how shaky the offense looked without Rice in the Super Bowl. Now imagine starting the season without Rice and Worthy. That's a nightmare scenario for Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs will probably have to explore trade options or sign a free agent to fill the gap. But honestly, this situation feels a lot like what happened with Rice, and the fact that it's happening again is just frustrating Chiefs kingdom. What do you think? What's the next move for the Chiefs? Should they go after a big name receiver like DK Metcalf or Stephon Diggs, or should they give Hollywood Brown Rice a chance to carry the load? Once they're back, more details on Xavier Worthy's arrest shortly after news of the arrest surfaced. Attorneys Chip Lewis and Sam Bassett issued a statement on Worthy's behalf. We are aware of the allegation that led to Mr. Rupp. Worthy's arrest, the statement obtained by the Associated Press, said we are working with law enforcement in Williamson County to ensure they have the benefit of the totality of circumstances that led to this allegation. Worthy's legal team argues that the situation is more complex than it appears. According to his lawyers, Worthy's girlfriend refused to leave his home, despite numerous requests. Worthy representatives also claim that the alleged victim attempted to extort the NFL star and described the allegations as baseless. Allegedly, Xavier's girlfriend was asked multiple times over the last 2 weeks to vacate Mr. Worthy's residence after he discovered her infidelity, which a private investigator reportedly has video evidence of. The statement reads, she refused to leave the residence and made a number of extortion attempts prior to resorting to this baseless allegation against Mr. Worthy. What's the truth? That's why it's hard to say whether Xavier Worthy actually did this or not based on the information from his legal team. It sounds like the alleged victim may have been trying to provoke Worthy or set him up, but at the same time, we don't have all the facts yet. It's possible that Worthy is guilty, or it's possible that the alleged victim is making this up to damage his career right now. It's all speculation, and we'll likely learn more. The coming days, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any updates on this developing story. Go Chiefs.